In the lab program, we're, as part of working with the author and learning directly from the men and women who have figured out the world scientifically. In order to be in direct contact with what they wrote, we need to replicate their experiments. That's an absolute necessity. We can't simply sit by and accept for ourselves that that someone has done this in a lab and it works. Reading that on a piece of paper is fine, but I think an independent mind questions that and says, well, really, I want to see that for myself. Maybe they missed something. Maybe there's a way I can improve an experiment. And that's something that we're called upon to do constantly in lab. We replicate great experiments, and these are very simple things at first. In freshman lab, you start by cutting open a cat, by dissecting a cat and looking at what you find inside. It's a simple experiment, but it's a direct replication of what someone at some point had to do. To approach an experiment with a sense of humility and an acknowledgement that you're coming up against fundamental questions of the natural world. In junior lab this year, we measured the speed of light using nothing but a laser, a series of mirrors, and a measuring tape. And that was astonishing, that we could use these very rather simple materials to and bring them together in a way that really shows an astonishing, revealing truth about the world. We like to tell ourselves that we don't accept immediately what thinkers before us have thought. We need to give them a sort of trial by fire. What's more, we really don't accept what commentators have to say. We have to see it for ourselves. And though we're learning from the scientists who've reached conclusions about the way that the world works, in a sense, the scientists and writers on the lab program are mediators between us and the world. And part of the lab program is that you need to poke and prod the world for yourself and see what it yields up to you in 2018. Is it different from what Newton saw? Is it different from what Einstein saw? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but that's for you to decide. And that's really part of how we're liberated here. And in the math program, I have never really considered myself a math person, though after taking 3 years of math here, which is something I never would have thought to do in college, I've realized that calling yourself a kind of person is, like a math kind of person, a language kind of person, is, it closes you off from things you might be interested in. I remember last year, at the end of sophomore year, I realized I'm actually really interested in ancient mathematics. I'm really into Euclid. And I think that's something you only get when you directly engage with these guys and learn directly from Euclid and Apollonius, Descartes, Newton, Leibniz. You learn that you like it, and the more you inhabit their minds, the more you realize that I'm not just a closed kind of person. I'm open.